All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another show. Today we'll be talking about the match preview versus the Kashima Antlers, which Real Madrid will face in the semifinal of the Club World Cup, and hopefully we'll win this game. Kashima Antlers, we played them a couple years ago, and they gave us quite a few problems. We actually had to go in extra time to win the game. We won it fairly comfortably in extra time. However, before that, I think it ended 2-2 at the 90th minute, and and then at the 120th minute, it ended 4-2, something like that. So this team is a tough team to beat. I don't know too much about them. I just know that they are doing pretty good in Japan. Um, and yeah, so I'll be talking about the squad. I'll also be talking about the new rules that have been implemented, um, and hopefully I can give my perspective on the Ajax draw that has that had happened in on Monday, I believe. So the match preview. It seems like everyone's fit for the squad, or at least everyone's in the match squad. No one seems to be missing, including Mariano. So yeah, Navas, Casilla, Courtois. Poor Casilla, I don't know when he'll get games. Don't know what's going on with him. Ever since the introduction of Courtois into the team. Um, and then also in the defense, we have Carvajal, Vallejo, Varane, Marcelo, Odriozola, Javi Sanchez, Ramos, and Reguilon. And then in the midfield, we have Cruz, Modric, Valverde, Llorente, Asensio, Isco, and Ceballos. And Benzema, Bale, Lucas, Vinicius Jr., and Mariano in the forwards. So all those players are included in the squad. However, there are some doubts for the squad, including Asensio. Asensio is a doubt. He got a knock on his quadricep. I think it was last game, so he's certainly a doubt for the game. Apparently, he was training outdoors. He was training really good, but then shortened his training session out in the outdoors and had to go indoors to finish up. And also, Bale, Nacho, and Mariano are other players that have received individualized exercises. Asensio began outside, moved indoors. And then, Mariano also got that. Nacho got that. Bale seems like he'll be fine. Last game was just precautionary. I think Bale will be fine, but it's certainly not sure. Casemiro is the one who is fine. He doesn't have any problems. The only thing is he's not match fit, so I highly doubt he'll play. I think Llorente will play in that CDM role. And what else did I want to say? Llorente will play in the CDM role. What do I think of the starting lineup? I'm not very sure yet. I'm not sure if the coach will rotate more in this game or if he will start all the players that he started on Saturday versus Rayo Vallecano. I think he will make some rotations. I'm not sure. It's really tough. I really don't know this coach that much. So I kind of have to wait for him to unfold and kind of show how he is. He might be one of those coaches who goes with the same lineup. And that's what it seems to be like. So in that case, he would play. This is a trophy to be won. So obviously, he really wants. It'll kind of cement his place even more if he wins this trophy. So he might go with something more certain. So that would mean players like Courtois, Carvajal, Varane, Sergio Ramos, Marcelo, Kroos, Modric in the midfield, Llorente as CDM, Benzema, Bale, and Asensio as forward. Asensio, I don't think Asensio will play. So in that case, it would be Lucas Vasquez, Benzema, and Bale as the forwards. However, if he does decide to rotate, then I think Navas could have a possibility of playing, as well as Carvajal. Well, Carvajal would play, and then Vallejo would play. Vallejo would probably play along with Varane or Sergio Ramos or something along those lines. Um, and he might have a different left back. He might have Reguilon. Actually, or what he might do is might do Odriozola, Vallejo, Sergio Ramos, and Carvajal as left back. I'm not too sure yet. Not too sure how this coach is going to work. In the midfield, he might have also Modric, Ceballos, and Llorente as CDM. He might even introduce Valverde. I don't know. And if he does rotate, he might put in Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side. He'll put Benzema in the front, and he'll put Bale on the right. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see. And then, Real Madrid have gotten 9 over 11 wins, so we have to be positive. 9 over 11 wins with this coach, it's pretty good. Obviously, the goal to game ratio is not good at all. We've gotten 24 goals in the last 16 games, so of course it's a very 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 low number. It's the lowest it's been since 1993. Which is pretty much the year I was born in '92. So that's obviously a very long time ago, and it is some cause for concern. But 9 over 11 wins, we have to be positive. We might just grind it out tomorrow. I don't know how it's going to work. But I know it will be a hard team. I know it will be a hard game. So we'll have to see what happens there. And and that's pretty much the squad. So let's move on to the new rules that have been implemented in the game. So the first rule is that a substituted player will be able to leave the field of play at the closest point rather than the customary walk or jog over to the halfway line. So what does that mean? That means that when a player gets substituted in the game, then that player doesn't have to walk all across the field, all the way to where they usually go to get substituted. If they're close to the other side of the field, then they'll just leave that from there, and the substituted player will enter. So it kind of leaves, kind of makes for less time wasting. So I think that's what they want to get at with this rule. Obviously a lot of teams, when they start winning or when they win, and they'll use this tactic to kind of pass the time. So that way it kind of just there's less time for the other team to score. So yeah, what do I think? It's a good rule. I don't disagree with it. It's a good rule. And then another rule is that infringements by the technical teams in the dugout will be able to be dealt with by cards rather than verbal warnings. So what does that mean? So the coaches will be able to receive yellow and red cards, when they object, or when they involve themselves in some sort of name calling to the referee. They will be assigned cards, like a yellow card or a red card, depending on the severity of what they do. And so instead of verbal warnings, so most coaches, they just get verbal warnings from the referees, but this time they will be assigned cards. So something a little new. And then opposition players will now not have to wait until the ball from goal kick or free kick inside penalty area leaves box before attempting to play it. Now, I think this is a good rule. This is kind of an annoying rule. It's been around for a while, and the players know it, but it does get annoying. It's kind of a petty rule, if you ask me. So now the players can go inside the penalty box and get the ball, rather than wait rather than wait for the ball to leave the penalty box to get the ball when it's a goal kick or a free kick inside the penalty box. So that just makes sense to me. I think that's a rule that's been that should have come out a while ago. And then the last rule, pretty much, if Real Madrid go through and the player is sent off in the final So this is talking about the final. It's not talking about this next game. But if Real Madrid go through and the player is sent off in the final, then that player will be suspended for the next UEFA match. So that means the first leg of the last 16th of the Champions League. So it's a little scary. So those things could happen, especially with Real Madrid, when you have players like Sergio Ramos and Casemiro who have the occasion of making bad tackles, just part of the game. So those are the new rules for the game according to AS. I got this information from AS. So all credit to them. That's the information that was provided. And also the last thing I want to talk about is Ajax versus Real Madrid, the draw. So obviously Real Madrid have drawn Ajax. From what I got in the news, there were cries of joy from the Ajax players. Geez, like Real Madrid are doing that bad. Blind has Daily Blind, former Manchester United player, has spoken about Real Madrid's struggles and talked positively about the draw. So he's, he was saying that that it's a good draw. He didn't say explicitly that it was a good draw, but he said that Real Madrid are struggling and that it could work in their favor to and they credit to them. I mean, they tied versus Bayern Munich, which is a big team, and they're doing really good in the Eredivisie. They're in very good form. They're in second place. They have won some games by very big margins. I mean, I've seen 8-0, 7-1, I think 6-0. I mean, I think they have 50 goals for and 7 against them, and their goal difference is 50, tied with the PSV, I think. So they're doing very good. So it is going to be a hard team. However, yes, the Eredivisie, you could argue, is kind of a pub league in terms of PSV, Ajax, and Feyenoord. Those are the ones that kind of compete all the time for the trophy. So yeah, I mean, not the biggest competition there. Like the Premier League. I guess you could argue it's like La Liga, right? You have three big teams who kind of go for the title every year, which is Atletico, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. So yeah, PSV are in good form. I mean, not PSV. Ajax are in good form. They did tie Bayern Munich, and they do have a pretty good team. Obviously, Daily Blind is back in the Ajax team. So we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, it is going to be a tough game. But we do have the advantage. History shows that we have had the advantage. Last time we played there, we won 4-1 at the Bernabeu and in Amsterdam. So I think we'll win it this time again. But I think we are facing some struggles, and it'll be harder for us. So the first leg is going to be played at Amsterdam, and then the second leg will be back at the Bernabeu. And but yeah, hopefully we'll win this one, and hopefully it'll go well. And so yeah, like I said, they tied to Bayern Munich, so they're obviously able to compete with some pretty good teams, and we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, Bayern Munich have, they are third in the Bundesliga. They're not doing too great. They're even 9 points behind Borussia Dortmund, so obviously they're not doing the best. So they did face a Bayern team that was weakened. But we'll have to see how it goes. Hopefully we can scrape it, like we always do. Seems like we scrape a lot of our games this year, including the one tomorrow. I don't see a very big margin. I just see us barely scraping it. I don't want to say we'll lose it, because obviously, Real Madrid's Real Madrid, and we have history behind us. We have history with us, and we kind of have the name with us. So obviously, teams are still intimidated by us, but they know that Real Madrid are struggling. So we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, my prediction for this game. Let me think a little. It's not gonna be big. It's not gonna be big. I'm gonna go for 2-1. That's my prediction. 2-1. I think Bale will score a goal, and I think if Sergio Ramos plays, I think Sergio Ramos will score a goal off a header from a corner. So I think it's gonna be 2-1. Bale scores and Ramos scores from a header, from a goal, from a corner. So we'll see how it goes. I'll definitely be posting a match reaction to tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.